I was FaceTiming a man, I know, gross, last night. A man that's trying to court me, if you will. And he said something about how he wanted to get a laundry service. He was like, I think I'm gonna get a laundry service to start doing my laundry for me. It's like $200 a month. They'll pick it up, drop it off, folded, all that shit. And I was like, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. I was like, that's one thing I could do. It would be like hire a cleaning person, hire someone to do my laundry because I don't want to do that shit. And he goes, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, so you're not domesticated like that? Can you build a fucking house? I'm sorry, I'm not domesticated like that because I don't want to do your fucking laundry. I don't want to do my own laundry. Why would I do yours?
Well, what did the police say?
I hate to break it to you, sister, but just because you FaceTimed a guy doesn't mean that you were anywhere near close to being courted. It doesn't even sound like you even met with this guy for a cup of coffee, and it just came to the point where you're just looking for excuses to preemptively dump this guy because of your obvious disgust for us. Now, let's just think about this logically here. This guy wants to spend $200 a month on a laundry service, which implies that he can actually afford that luxury, which means that he has money and you would hire a laundry service if you could actually afford it, which means that he is gainfully employed to an obscene degree and you're clearly broke. Now, I get it. You're jealous that you'll never be able to lock down a dude simply because you're lazy, and the mere idea of doing laundry is enough to send you into a blind rage. Now, if you're not willing to do your own laundry, which is something that most adults do on a weekly basis, then that would also mean that you can't cook unless the meal comes pre-frozen, and your apartment is probably a wreck right now. And you just proved that you have nothing to offer a man that he can't offer himself. So maybe it wouldn't hurt you to, if you can, the attitude and go learn how to fold a fitted sheet. I mean, it'll be impossible for you, but hey, stranger things have happened.
It's not you, it's me. No, actually, it's not me. It is you.
If you're an alternative woman, listen up. Date a country boy. Cut the shit. No gamers. No bad boys. No normal boys with normal parents. No finance bros. Cut the shit. Get a country boy. And I know what you're thinking. The f*** do I have in common with a country boy? Probably nothing. But let me tell you, they love alternative women. And they believe that, like, women are women and men are like men. Now, if you're somebody that cries wolf in exaggerated scenarios, like, you're gonna be like, babe, this guy's following me. You can't do that with a country boy. He's gonna pull up, pack it, okay? So check yourself. Tell the truth, okay? Prep yourself, because this is gonna be the most manliest man you've ever dated in your life.
Not scientifically possible!
Sorry, woman, but you tell the truth? The sheer amount of tattoos just proves that's a statistical impossibility. Now, I will be the first to admit I'm not the galaxy's foremost expert when it comes to the dynamics of human pair bonding when it comes to country dudes, but at the same time, I can't help but doubt what you're saying, sister. I mean, let's just think about this for a second. You're clearly not from the country, which means that you're getting with country boys and you're doing it in the city. But if a country boy stereotype has taught me anything, they're not exactly keen on getting with women who think that chest tattoos are strong enough to cover up their rampant daddy issues and obvious emotional damage. Those dudes are too busy working to actually give you the time of day. Because those guys, they typically believe in traditional values. So a woman swearing? Yeah, that's out. And a woman who's hooked up with the population of your typical American small town? Yeah, fat freaking chance out that one. And woman, come on, it's painfully obvious that you couldn't provide anything feminine to the point that a country boy is willing to give up his free-range lifestyle just to be with you. That masculinity is only worthy of a good woman who's actually worth taking home to mama, and sister, you ain't that.
They put in the manual labor outside and right here, partner. They're gonna treat you like a princess. They're gonna be very protective of you, and they're loyal. They have those like, I would rather beat a woman than... I know that sounds crazy, but that's literally how they think. They're like, I would rather put my hands on a woman than lose mine. But I'm telling you, I have dated almost every other stereotype except for a country boy because I was like, the f*** do I have in common with a country boy? I'm now dating a country boy. I wish someone would have made this video. Date a fucking country boy.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Hey woman, just because you're borking a dude doesn't mean you're dating him, and even if you are, it's not gonna take him long to see that hooking up with you was one of the greatest mistakes of his life since the time he almost took a load of rock salt to go cow dipping with his buddies after high school graduation. I mean, you said it yourself. You've hooked up with far too many dudes, and all you can think about is how this guy makes you feel. And country boys, they're workers, and if he's gonna work his ass off, he's not gonna want to come home to a woman who thinks biscuits and gravy is some kind of a lewd act that you have to pay money to see on OnlyFreaks. Sure, they may take you on a proverbial roll in the hay, but that's just because he's rugged and you're painfully easy. You can't claim to be an expert on men when you're this foul-mouthed and think that your, lifestyle makes you alternative. I mean, we already can tell that you think Green Day is one of the greatest punk bands ever and Harley Quinn is your spirit animal, but that's just not the case. Now, sure, I guess it's possible that this dude will commit to you for something long term, but I personally think it's more possible for me to be walking down the street and walking face first into a refrigerator box filled with solid pure gold bullion. You know what? I'm gonna take that one back. That's just silly. My finding a massive box of gold is way more likely.
That's funny because it's so true.
Rules when it comes to men, episode 2. If you don't like his response, don't respond. I've said that to so many of my friends and they've said that's the best advice I've ever given them. Because if they don't say anything, they're not worth the response anyways. You know? If you start to think that he's more important than you, take a step back and let's start to rethink things. Because at that point, like, you need to reprioritize. Because if you think some man that you haven't even known your whole life and you've known yourself your whole life is more important than you, oh, we have some issues. Also, never sacrifice your boundaries. Second, you start sacrificing your boundaries, you've opened the door for it to happen again. So don't do that. Never put in more effort than he is putting in. That's how you get caught up. And then he'll leave you on the street abandoned like a puppy. And we'll be back at square one. And you better listen to these rules and not f them up. Because remember the last time that you f***ed up these rules? Do we really want to be back at square one, screaming, crying, throwing up? No, we do not. That's embarrassing.
What?
Is it just me, or is this woman slathering on her war paint a little bit too much on the aggressive side? I mean, it would make sense if that was the case. You're run through so badly that you think your epic dating fail somehow makes you an expert. But where's this attitude gotten you exactly? I mean, you said it yourself. You are so down bad that every single epic fail has left you on the floor, bawling your eyes out and puking everywhere, which is an image most of us could do without. Mainly because while you're on the floor, there's gonna be this massive makeup stain on your overpriced carpeting. And it would seem to me like if you truly knew yourself, you'd understand that's not how a mature grown-up is supposed to act. But hey, what do I know? I don't have a body count that rivals that of The Wild Bunch, one of the best movies around. Have you ever taken a look at Ernie Borgnine and thought that it was impossible for such a friendly-looking face to be a badass? Well, The Wild Bunch has got you covered on that one. Give this guy a 1911 and a pump shotgun, mix in a little bit of Red Dead Redemption plus massive gunfights where a band of 4 outlaws take on the entire Mexican army, and you know you got something special. Because trust me, gentlemen and gents, The Wild Bunch is way more awesome and a hell of a lot less stressful than dealing with these psychotic modern women.
So you don't just meet your soulmate by accident. Your 7th house actually tells the universe where and how you'll cross paths, and the signs that you've really met them. If you have an Aries 7th house, you'll meet when you're choosing you. It could be at the gym, during a move, or a big life reset. You'll feel instant chemistry and a spark that almost challenges you. Like, they make you want to win at love. Taurus 7th house, you'll meet them when life finally slows down. They feel calm, grounded, and like home. You'll know it's them because your nervous system relaxes the moment they walk in. Gemini in the 7th house, it's all in the conversation. You'll meet through friends, school, or even online. You'll talk for hours and feel like you've known each other for a lifetime.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
The 7th house? Wasn't that a point-and-click PC game with full motion video from back in the 90s? No, I'm pretty sure that game was actually fun and provided some actual use to society. I mean, far be it from me to judge the hyper-scientific art form known as astrology, but I think like if this crap actually held any form of weight, then wouldn't there be a hell of a lot less desperately single women out there who think that a whole bunch of massive balls of burning hot gas somehow dictate who they're gonna meet? I really don't think that's how soulmates work. You're not just gonna find a guy and everything's gonna magically fall into place. Relationships take work and sacrifices and your ability to accept that you're actually in charge of your own decisions. Besides, how do you know you haven't met this guy already? You could have already met the guy and you passed him up for bonkers reasons and you wouldn't know it because you were busy reading your horoscope out of that backdated, wrinkled up volume of Cosmopolitan magazine that you read while waiting to give your therapist $300 to listen to you endlessly whine about your lack of a love life. So it stands to reason that regardless of whatever month of the year you were born, you're still not going to find this guy because you've given up control of your life to the stars whose life force died out thousands of years ago.
Cancer, 7th house. Your soulmate shows up when your heart is healing. They feel familiar like a memory. You'll know it's them when their presence makes you feel safe enough to soften again. Leo, 7th house. You meet while you're being seen. Maybe on stage or at a party or just during a moment when you're shining. They'll recognize your light before you do and reflect it right back. And if you have a Pisces, 7th house, it's fated. You'll meet in divine timing through art, dreams, or healing. You'll know it's them because it feels like destiny and not just a coincidence. When it's your person, your 7th house already knew. Drop your 7th house sign in the comments and I'll tell you how the universe will bring you together.
Nope. That would be a waste of time.
Am I the only one who's kind of curious to see this woman's credit card bill? I mean, how many transactions do you think this woman has when it comes to meeting with psychics, mystics, and astrologists? Because from where I'm sitting, we got ourselves someone who fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Woman, you practically said the same thing a dozen freaking times. It's all about divine timing and seeing this guy when you're outside and that when you meet him, everything will magically fall into place and he'll swoop you off your feet and lead you to a life where you'll endlessly prattle on about your astrological signs as he feigns interest in your gibberish. It's all ambiguous for a reason, and that's because this astrology crap is a massive con job geared towards desperately single women like yourself into thinking that if you just shell out money for a psychic reading, then everything will just magically work out. And look where it's gotten you. You're sitting in your car desperately clinging on to the hope that if you relinquish control in your life that it'll somehow fix everything. But the sad truth is that if you actually want a guy in your life, you're gonna have to put in a little bit more effort than none at all, sweetheart. Special thanks to the fine members of the Bounty Board over on Patreon, because as we sail through the stars in the sky, we all know that those big beautiful things have better things to do with their time than to dictate how we live our lives. All hail! And if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the Bounty Board over on Patreon, where I have almost 100 videos of exclusive content that you're not going to find on YouTube. Links in the pinned comment down below if you want to check it out. And that's going to do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and be sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.